So this is the Dream Center in LA, Los Angeles.
We decided.
Matthew Barnett making a big difference in the world. This place used to be a hospital, and the Lord in a supernatural way gave it to Matthew Barnett, and today is saving so many lives.
I was supposed to help my dad for 3 months, and then he would find a real pastor. That was the goal, for him to find a real pastor. So I was the only one who would say yes to the job for 3 months to help him get started. And then we found out really quick that God didn't want us to build a great church in the beginning. He wants to build people, and the church would come later. So we had our first little house open. We started taking in people that had drug addiction or were getting their lives back together again. And then our little duplex that we had, and then 14 homes in the neighborhood. And then it turned into this unbelievable facility that's valued at over $60 million today on the Hollywood Freeway that we were purchased for $3.9 million back in 1994. We came right after a lot of the riots, a lot of the problems, and we were able to come in at an unbelievable price and get this building and then renovate it and turn it into a 24/7 place. That's what the Dream Center really is. It's a 24/7 place. It's all we've ever known. For like 20 years of my life, been pastoring here in the same neighborhood, same place. So it kind of takes that kind of effort from somebody being very young to see a kind of project like this. It's an endurance project. This has been over the years. It really has. And a lot of people think it popped up overnight, but it's been one room by one room, people, person by person, consistency. And so now today there are 600 to 700 people that live in this building on any given day who are coming off of the streets, runaway street people that are runaways, families that were homeless, people that drug and alcohol recovery homes that live here, families that were homeless that live here as well. So you pretty much name everything. And now with a brand new Emancipated Miners home that's going to be opening up in a couple months here, that's going to be one of the greatest frontiers of our ministry, maybe ever. And so this is kind of a very exciting season for us. We're getting ready to tackle the biggest projects of our life, and tens of thousands of people are being fed every single week here. We have food trucks that are going out every day, and you can imagine 1.2 million pounds of food being distributed a month, and about 1,500 to 2,000 hot meals a day that are being fed here. This place just never ends. And so I came here thinking I was going to build a mega church. I came from a 10,000 member church, and eventually we would have thousands of people that attend our church, but we built it backwards. We bought a hospital. We took in the people that, well, maybe people didn't really want, to be honest with you. And in the process of reaching the people that nobody wants, God sent us the people that everybody wants. People like you, and who've come to support us and help us and be a part of it. And so it's been a wonderful vision, and what's happened over the years. And I just never realized how many people believe, as much as I did, or even more, that something like this needed to happen in the lives of people in Los Angeles.
Getting them to believe in themselves, and then feeding them mathematics just a little bit of addition at a time and getting them back on board that way. So I think it works in that regard. You just have to have some discernment and just really look at what they're doing well and concentrate on that.
That's where the church building is. And this is the whole building right here, including several houses in the neighborhood as well. But we own every single building on this lot. 400,000 square feet here. And so this building right here is our cafeteria where we do 2,000 hot meals a day. And then we have that building which just emptied because those men moved up here, and we have about 180 men in our drug and alcohol recovery home for 1 year. And then our women live in this building as well, our women's recovery home. And then we have our girls from Project Hope, which is the girls that the prostitution trafficking. And so those are our food trucks. And so what's going to happen is this building right here, in 2 months, is going to be our Emancipated Miners home. For kids who age out of the foster care system, who have nowhere to go at 18. Because that's our next building. You can even see we put new windows in on the top there. That whole building is being completed. It'll be one of the first of its kind for Emancipated Miners that we're taking in. And that building right there, all those trucks are Dream Center. Those are our food trucks. They go out to 38 sites a week, and they give free food to every family in need in the community. So these are bags of groceries from like top of the line. We've got donations from everything from major chains to Whole Foods to the USDA. Wow. We're the largest distributor of USDA food in Los Angeles. And so they go out every day, the food trucks, elementary schools, everything. And that's also going to be a part of our Emancipated Miners Leadership Home right there, that building there. That's our medical truck. We give free medical care in the neighborhood. It actually goes into the community and gives medical care to people in the streets. And that's one of our homes right there. This is of our staff housing in those buildings. And that building right there is our basketball gym, fitness center that we have for the community, and recording studio. Oh, yeah. And what happens is these are all, we have kids that do after school computer projects. We have 12 kids right now that are working on doing their albums and recording with a major hip hop studio that was, most of it was donated by a guy named Rodney Darkchild Jerkins, who just did Justin Bieber's last album, his first #1 hit. He's the biggest probably songwriter in the country, and he donated a lot of the studios, so the kids come in there, they do after school training in the computer lab, they have a basketball gym, they have a fitness center, all of that in that lower area down there, in the warehouse in there. This building down here, our bottom floor, is our home for 18 to 25-year-old moms. If they're pregnant or have one child, they all live in the bottom floor because they have different needs. And then the remaining floors there, as you can see, we're painting the whole building this way. And the remaining floors are our college kids, our leadership school kids, who go to school here for a year. And this building right here, we have our shelter in the very bottom. We see those bars down there, in the old building. That down there is our shelter for people that come in for the first 30 days who are homeless. And they're assessing their life, whether they want to go into a long-term program or not. So it's like a 30-day shelter. And then we also have a Dream Center Academy for kids who've been kicked out of public school, that we actually take the kids in junior high and high school, that the system of LA can't work with the kids, and we help them get into the school system, and they actually get their, I mean, it's unbelievable. What we're seeing happen in these kids' lives is unbelievable. This floor right here, we have our homeless families that live in 2 floors of this. So these are families that have 2 or more children. We got about 170, 185 people somewhere in there like that. They're families that are homeless that live here. And so we give them 48 weeks of housing. Every family has to come up for a review every 30 days because they have to be showing up to job training. They got to keep their kids in school. They have to go to GED. So we kind of put a little bit of pressure on them every 30 days to make them know that this is not just a place to just sit there and do nothing. It's a place to really develop, so we'll renew their 30 days as long as they're getting their kids in school, showing up to GED. I mean, just basic stuff you should be doing, all right? And so this floor right here is our youth group teams. We have about 6,000 kids a year that come for a week and do youth group short mission trips. So they come in, especially from March to October, you will see every 5 days new churches coming in, sometimes 8 to 10 churches a week, just doing nothing but living on this campus and serving as volunteer youth group teams and missions teams. And then we have our GED class, we have our college down here, some of the men you see in the recovery home, 2 floors for men's recovery, 1 floor for our women's recovery home. So we have 160 men, women, it's always 2 to 1, pretty much the ratio. So it's very rare to have a women's recovery home. That's a very rare thing to find anymore in this day and age, but we have men's and women's recovery, and trafficking victims, homeless families, street kids, runaway street kids, emancipated minors, after school programs. You know, about 25,000, 30,000 people a week are being fed in the feeding program alone. And then we have church service too. We got thousands of attended services on a weekly basis.
Yes, love has a bigger dream, bigger than we've ever known.